All right, Lopa, the bowl game's this week, which is crazy. It feels like it's like in a week or two. No. It's this week. So what's preparation like for the team right now?
We've been practicing nonstop, actually, except on Sundays. We practice on Saturday. We practice today. We've been practicing like normal, just making sure we're all ready and we're not sleeping on these guys.
And that's important, right? I know you guys wanted New Year's Six. I know you wanted something big and amazing, and you were contracted with the Independence Bowl, and if New Year's Six didn't work out, this is what it was going to be. But you're playing in a unique place. You guys are used to hitting the road and going different places like Statesboro, Georgia, and whatever, right? So this is just another act there. So what's the motivation like to finish on a high? Because there is a difference between 10 and 11 wins in a season.
Yes. Yeah. So Kalani brought up a really good point last week, and he told us that BYU as a dynasty after the championship year in '84 has only gone 11 wins back-to-back once. And I believe this is the 05-06 year. And he talked to us about it, and he was like, how important it is to leave a legacy, how we can go from 11 wins last year to 11 wins this year. And only one team was able to do that, and that was 05 and 06. And so that's something that we took personal, and that's a victory that we want to be able to achieve and leave for BYU in general. One thing that I thought was really cool is that, like, we can't control, as players, we can't control who we are playing, What we control is how we play. And we did the best we could this year. We did the best we could this year, and we left it all on the table, and we were able to achieve 10 wins as a team. So that's something to be proud of as a team. And, like with all the New Year's Six stuff and everything like that, that's something that you can't control as a player. So there's no point in getting mad about it. I was upset. Personally, I was upset. Like, who wouldn't be? But then after Kalani talked to us the next day, he made sure we all understood how it is, how grateful we should be to even be playing a game. I was here that 4-9 season when we didn't even have a bowl game. So being able to play this game.
You played in Hawaii in week 13. That was like a bowl game. Wait a minute.
Yeah, not really. Not really, though, but
yeah,
kind of. So
No, I feel you. There was no bowl swag. If there ain't no bowl swag, it ain't a bowl game, right?
Exactly. If there's none of that extra stuff, then this is really a bowl game.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the bowl here coming up. What's the best part of this season to you? Because there have been so many great moments.
Oh, man, that's a great question. I think the biggest one for me personally was beating Utah, to get that monkey off our backs. People forget about that because that was the early part of the year, but
people forget about it. What?
Oh, I think people keep sleeping on it sometimes, man, because that was only week 2, and we're so deep into the season now. But that was probably the biggest moment. I was so hyped after that game. That was such a great game.
It was an incredible game. I couldn't even get down to the field from the press box. It was like impossible.
Yeah.
I was going on the concourse trying to get down. People were like high-fiving me. We did it. We did it. It was like it was this great moment, right?
Yeah.
That was so cool. Okay, so the big news recently, of course, is Kalani Sitake being extended through 2027. I know what he means to you guys, but will you explain what that meant to the team? Because, yes, you're graduating and you're done after your 17-year career here at Uriah, but it's awesome to see that Kalani's going to stay, right?
Yeah, no, it's great that he's going to stay. People don't understand how he's finally found his groove. I've been here for forever now. And I've been here with him for a long time, and just seeing how he progressed as a coach is just so good. Like, he's hit his stride. He knows what he wants now, and he knows how to achieve it. So BYU did a great job of like nabbing him up because he's a hot commodity right now across the nation. So like, it's smart of BYU, and he loves it here. I didn't doubt that he was gonna leave. What I do love about his new contract that it's beneficial to everyone on his staff and even the players too. Kalani, every time I would ask him straight up, like, "Hey, bro, are you leaving to Oregon? Like, are you gonna leave?" And he's like, "As long as they take care of you guys and the boys, I'm not going anywhere." And that's what he always repeated to me.
And that he's such an unselfish dude. Like, yes, he got his too.
Yeah.
But it's almost like what reminds me of, like, we went on missions, right? You go to help other people, but you end up helping yourself quite a bit as well, which is awesome. You talked about the impact on the players. How is his sort of contract and everything benefiting you guys?
Oh, it benefits the underclassmen for sure. they're going to have a consistent staff, somebody, a scheme to understand, like a scheme to learn throughout the years. Like they're going to continue to learn these things and improve in a, like a scheme. Yeah. I just feel like it's really hard when you come into a new scheme and try to learn certain things. But the fact that Kalani and his staff are going to be here for a while, especially going into the Big 12, is going to benefit our young guys the most because they're going to have something constant throughout their career here that will not change. And that's very underrated in today's college football.
Yeah, continuity helps, right? It's awesome.
Yeah.
We're talking to Uriah Leiataua, or Lopa, on BYU Sports Nation. Let's talk about how old you are. So when the show first started, Lopa, we announced you in the signing class in February, about 5 months into the show. We were on the radio only in 2014. Then you go on your mission. Then you come back. COVID year. Here we are in 2021. Do you feel like it was all worth it? Because guess what? You got to play in one of the greatest BYU football seasons ever, and the most unique in that you guys play 7 Power Fives, and amazingly, you guys go 6-1.
Yeah, I think it was worth it. I talked to a couple of the guys that left last year that are my same age, and they were like, man, I wish I could have been part of it. And I just think like, man, I'm grateful to be here still. So it's dope. I'm living it up this year, no matter what happens. So I've had fun. That's for sure. I've lived it up. I'm just grateful to be here. Yeah. It's been a while. Yeah. It has been a while. I remember in 2014 that happened. So yeah, the crazy thing is I'm not even the oldest person on this team right now.
Who is it?
Neil's older than me.
Neil's older than you, and he could come back next year if he wants. Who knows if he will? He could bounce. Yeah. But he's older than you. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, let's talk about this bowl game. So UAB, you talked about, you guys are taking them seriously. They play some good ball, right? They cut the program a couple years. They're back. They're going for 9 wins. Yeah. They shut down the run really well. They throw the ball very well. Kind of what's top of mind with them?
They got some freaks on their team, They got some freak athletes on their team. Like you mentioned before, their defense is like legit. They're a legit defense. We barely get to watch film on their defense, but we understand like when we do see them, like, oh, they're actually kind of good. They're like really good. So they're no one to sleep on. And their offense for sure is something we need to make sure we keep them contained, and especially their athletes out on the edge. Yeah.
They have some good players. It should be a fun game. Is there a benefit to playing a week before Christmas where you can just enjoy the holidays, or would you rather have that game like later in the Christmas season? I don't know what players prefer.
Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I played in both. I remember when we played in the Hawaii Bowl, like right before Christmas. I thought that was fun too. And we played like the 24th. It was like Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like that would have been, I think it would have been fine either way. But 18th is nice. We're going to be home nice and early for Christmas. So I'm excited for that.
Did you have fun in the USC game, given that you grew up rooting for UCLA with some of your brothers and everything, and you went into the Coliseum and repped the Cougs?
Yeah, if I didn't freaking kept cramping up, that would have been better. But that freaking game was great, man. It was awesome to be in there. They have some of the hardest turf ever. That field was horrible. It's underrated.
It looks nice, but I guess it's not.
It looks nice. It's just painted dirt. That's all it was. That's really what it was.
AstroTurf? Jeez.
Like it was straight dirt. So it was fun.
Well, best of luck continuing to prepare for UAB. Safe travels out to Louisiana. Have some fun in Shreveport. Eat some fun food, and bring back an 11th win, man.
Yes, let's go.